It's hard to believe it's only been 3 years since my great-grandma Moore became my guardian angel. Feels like it's been so much longer than that. I still remember telling her I love you for the last time. Though she was unable to respond, I knew she could hear me. Tears streamed down her face as I spoke softly to her. In those last few moments I spent with her, I thought of all the memories we made and how amazing she was as a great-grandma. I was lucky to have her as I grew up. She taught me how to love unconditionally and to see the world with an open mind. I always loved how devout she was in her faith, but at the same time she could look at me and tell me how silly some of it all was. Not once did I ever doubt her love for me. She was so willing to show this love to anyone who crossed her path. No matter the situation, she welcomed anyone with open arms and always offered plenty of food to fill your belly. My great-grandma was a hard-working, independent woman. There was never a time when she was not working on her yard, the house, cooking, cleaning, or even making a puzzle. It did not matter whether she was sick or healthy, she was always tending to chores or others. She was one of the most selfless people I know, as she always put others before herself. Time after time, I remember arriving to her house to find piles of newspapers that were filled with our names. She always told us all how proud of us she was. This reminds me of my favorite day of the week with her, which was Sunday. Every Sunday before I went to practice, I would get up early to go have chocolate donuts and milk with her before practice. We could sit and talk for hours. I always left with a tummy full of donuts, milk, and love. After I finished practice, I would come back to enjoy the rest of the donuts and talk to her about how softball went. She was such a great listener. I could talk for hours while she smiled and soaked it all in. I remember all the laughs, tears, and hugs we shared. Two most important things she taught me was how to love unconditionally and how to hug. She taught me that both of these things must come with no boundaries. You must hug like you love someone, and you must love someone like you hug them. Every time we hugged, I could feel her love and warmth. I always felt safe in her arms as she kissed me on her forehead before I would leave. I miss those hugs so much. That is why to this day, I hug with all my might, because I want people to feel safe and happy like my grandma made me feel. Someday I will get a hug like that when I get to greet her at Heaven's Gate, but for now I will continue to do all that I can to make her proud. I love and miss you so much, Grandma. Love, Pete.